From a poncho hiding a decades-old cowboy movie reference to a resale listing so cold it might be the most brutal moment in the entire franchise, today we're breaking down 10 hidden details from Toy Story 5 that almost nobody caught on their first watch. If Jessie is your favorite, drop a horseshoe emoji below. And if you've been with this franchise since the very beginning, make sure you're subscribed because we're just getting started. Number 1. Rex's costume change means more than you think. During one of Bonnie's imagination sequences early in the film, Rex gets poisoned, and his skin shifts into blue with purple spots. At first, it just looks like a fun color swap for a kid's game, but look closer. That exact pattern is Sully's fur from Monsters, Inc. Pixar didn't pick those colors at random. They reused a design that's been sitting in their archive for over 20 years and slipped it into a throwaway gag most viewers would blink past in half a second. It's a tiny moment, but it's the kind of detail that rewards the people who actually pause the frame. But that wasn't the only name Pixar buried in this movie. Number 2. There's a joke hiding inside the company that made the villain. LilyPad, the tablet at the center of the entire story, comes from a brand called Eggman Tech. That name isn't random either. It's a tribute to Ralph Eggleston, a legendary Pixar art director who's been nicknamed the Eggman for years. His name has been smuggled into Pixar movies before, going all the way back to the very first Toy Story, where Andy's family used a moving truck from Eggman Movers, which means the villain of this entire film is secretly named after one of the artists who helped build this universe in the first place. Number 3. There's a song in this movie you never actually hear, and that's exactly the point. Longtime fans know When She Loved Me, the song from Toy Story 2 that plays while Jessie relives being left behind by Emily.
When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful.
It's one of the most devastating musical moments in Pixar history. In Toy Story 5, the instrumental version of that same song returns as a quiet, recurring motif.
This way, you'll never lose me, Jessie.
No lyrics, no dramatic swell, just the melody, weaving through scenes as Jessie's oldest wound slowly starts to heal. If you know the original song, hearing it stripped down like this hits differently, because this time it's not underscoring abandonment, it's underscoring the opposite. Rumors suggest fans on forums picked up on this almost immediately after release, pointing out that the instrumental placement seems deliberate rather than coincidental, though Pixar hasn't broken down the exact scene-by-scene usage themselves. Number 4. Woody's new look is a straight-up Western movie reference. If you noticed Woody wearing a poncho for the first time in this film, that's not just a wardrobe refresh. It's a direct nod to Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name, the stoic gunslinger from Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy in the 1960s. Woody has always leaned into the classic cowboy archetype, but this is Pixar making that influence explicit, dressing their most iconic toy like one of the most iconic figures in Western film history. Number 5.
Yikes! Wow, really old. Fine.
And this one is genuinely brutal if you catch it. When LilyPad looks Jessie up online, she pulls up a resale listing. Jessie has 0 bids. She's tagged only as a vintage cowgirl doll. No name, no history, just a category and a price nobody's willing to pay. It's on screen for a few seconds, easy to miss if you're not watching the background carefully, but it might be one of the coldest, most quietly devastating details in the entire franchise. A character with almost 30 years of emotional history, reduced to 4 words on a screen. But that detail isn't the only callback buried in the tech side of this story. Number 6. The Buzz Lightyear army is chasing something from the very first movie. When the 50 high-tech Buzz Lightyears set out on their journey, they refer to their destination as Star Command. That's not a new invention for this film. It's the same thing the original Buzz believed in back in 1995, before he ever found out he was a toy. Bringing that phrase back decades later with an entire army of Buzzes chasing the same fantasy their predecessor once believed in is Pixar quietly tying the newest characters to the very first film's biggest emotional twist. Number 7. There's a Bambi needle drop hiding in the background. When the Buzz Lightyear army crosses paths with deer and rabbits in the woods, the score shifts into Love is a Song. the opening theme from Bambi, released all the way back in 1942.
Love is a song that never ends.
Blink and you'll miss it, but it's there, playing under a scene that has nothing to do with Bambi on the surface, connecting two Disney classics that are otherwise decades and franchises apart. Number 8. Pixar hid their next movie inside this one, and it's been building for longer than you'd expect. Following a tradition that goes back years, Pixar tucks Easter eggs for upcoming projects into their current releases. Toy Story 5 does this for Gatto, their 2027 film. What's wild is that the tease didn't even start with this movie. It reportedly started earlier this year in Hoppers, where a quick background shot planted the groundwork before Toy Story 5 ever hit theaters. It's speculated that more Gatto references are scattered throughout LilyPad's internet browsing scenes, since her screen gives Pixar an easy excuse to flash images from other projects without breaking the story. Number 9, the ending almost went in a completely different direction, and this one isn't a fan theory, it's confirmed. Directors Andrew Stanton and Kenna Harris have said in interviews that early screenings were split on how LilyPad's story should end, with some in the room pushing hard for her to be destroyed by the film's climax. It would have been the clean, obvious villain defeat. Toys win, tech loses, roll credits, but the filmmakers chose not to go that route on purpose. They wanted the film to land on the idea that toys and technology can coexist, instead of turning the whole movie into a simple "screens are evil" message. It's a rare case where we actually know the road not taken, straight from the people who made the call. Number 10, and this is the detail longtime fans have been waiting almost 30 years for without even knowing it. Deep in the film, Jessie ends up back at the property that once belonged to Emily, her very first owner from Toy Story 2, the girl whose abandonment shaped Jessie's entire character. Now grown up, Emily has a daughter of her own. And here's the detail that quietly breaks the whole franchise open. That daughter is named Jessie. It's been said that this single choice recontextualizes everything Jessie thought she knew about being left behind. She spent years believing Emily simply moved on and forgot her. Instead, Emily carried her memory forward for the rest of her life, literally naming her own child after the toy she once loved. It's not a rumor. It's the film's own emotional core, and it's the kind of detail that turns an already heavy character arc into something even heavier. And that's 10 details most people scrolled straight past without a second thought. From a hidden Sully cameo to a name that ties an entire film's emotional arc together, Toy Story 5 is proof that even 30 years in, Pixar is still hiding things in plain sight. Which one of these caught you off guard? Let me know in the comments, and if you want the next part, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're not done yet.